You have hoarded wealth in the last days. Look, the wages you failed to pay the workers who mowed your fields are crying out against you.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
Tomorrow, we have some folks with the Labor Council are going to be speaking to some churches tomorrow. The AFL-CIO has a program that they call Labor in the Pullpit. They also have labor in the whatever the equivalent of a pulpit is for the Jewish faith and the Islamic faith. I apologize, I can't remember what it is, but they have those programs for those faiths as well. The program is designed to strengthen ties between the organizations of working people and our faith organizations, right? So many people that are members of unions are also go to church. They also go to synagogue. They go to temple or whatever, right? And they go to the mosque. And so it's important to strengthen the ties between our faith and and our labor. And so this is a really cool program that the AFL-CIO does nationwide, where they try to put union members in front of congregations to talk about some of this. Adam is going to be speaking at a couple of churches, and so I'm interested in some of your reflections on what you'll be on the program itself, on the intersections of faith and labor, and what you'll be talking about with folks tomorrow, and just some of your general thoughts about this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm really excited to talk to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Huntsville tomorrow morning and speak to the Episcopal Church of the Nativity tomorrow evening in Huntsville. So really looking forward to that. As you pointed out, a lot of workers do go to church, especially here in the South. And, I'm just going to put it out there. The bosses are using church power, and so we should too. And we saw that in the campaign in Vance that UAW lost organizing the Mercedes plant there. We saw religious leaders and faith organizations were mobilized against the union. And, I find that to be pretty offensive because I don't think it's consistent with the values. Whatever your religious values or, thoughts about faith, whether you're a believer of any kind or not, we can find strong traditions within all faith traditions of supporting workers and of supporting labor. There's a lot of values that are shared there. We both affirm the dignity of human labor and workers' racial, social, and economic justice, equality of all, solidarity with the most vulnerable, justice in the workplace, and freedom of association, which for us, of course, means workers' freedom to join a union for mutual aid without fear of retaliation. And, faith and labor have often been mutual partners in fighting for better lives for ourselves and our families and our, safer workplaces, trying to build a stronger economy for all of us. We've often been working together side by side. If you look back at some of the big wins that we've had as a movement, we've often worked in coalition with faith partners. And, specifically, the Unitarian Universalists, for example, that I'm speaking to tomorrow morning, they urge their membership to support the reform of labor law and to support the rights of workers to organize and bargain collectively, along with protection from unsafe working conditions and protection from unjust dismissal. The Episcopal Church has not only reaffirmed the right of workers to organize and form unions, but encourages all levels of the church to be informed about and act accordingly when the rights of workers to associate is being jeopardized. And we appreciate the church's support of labor law reform, living wages, and even the use of union hotels, which I really appreciate. And we know this is grounded in Scripture, such as James chapter 5, which opens with a warning to rich oppressors and decries exploitation. So we've seen faith groups historically support the right of working people to organize unions as a fundamental human right. And I'm just excited to continue those conversations with folks. I do believe that, if we're going to win a better world, a better state, a better country, it takes more and more people working together and building people power. And one of the ways we do that is engaging in faith communities and getting to know people and let folks know who we are and what we're about and why we need their help and, why they should stand with us. Because we know that the forces on the other side are definitely doing that. We've seen the way that faith and religion has been used by extreme right-wing forces in this country to promote bigotry and to promote corporate power. And I think we have a responsibility to engage with folks with an alternative view, an alternative of love and solidarity and justice, and building a movement around that can fight back against organized greed and organized hatred. I think that's what we need to do. And so, yeah, I'm excited about our efforts to have those conversations with folks in the community here in Huntsville. Looking forward to building on it and just having more and more because, the more we work together, the stronger we'll be.
Yep. Every time folks talk about faith and labor, and especially when you bring up James 5, I do like to just go ahead and read it because, I never heard this verse in church, and I wonder how many of you have never heard this verse in church either. But this is James 5 from the New International Version. Now listen, you rich people, weep and wail because of the misery that is coming on you. Your wealth has rotted, and moths have eaten your clothes. Your gold and silver are corroded. Their corrosion will testify against you and eat your flesh like fire. You have hoarded wealth in the last days. Look, the wages you failed to pay the workers who mowed your fields are crying out against you. The cries of the harvesters have reached the ears of the Lord Almighty. You have lived on earth in luxury and self-indulgence. You have fattened yourselves in the day of slaughter. You have condemned and murdered the innocent one who was not opposing you. I mean, I think that's pretty clear, not very ambiguous. So, you just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.
Which side are you on?